Well, every day as I come to do this radio show, I walk down the long hallway here at the station, passing beautiful framed photographs, all portraits of many artists who have graced our studios over the years. It is literally a KCRW Hall of Fame. Everyone from Ryuichi Sakamoto to David Byrne, Lou Reed. And as I come to the turn to enter the control booth here in our studio, Angelique Kidjo smiles at me every day. She is one of Africa's most internationally celebrated musicians, a powerful singer, tireless performer. Her music draws from African traditions and elements of American soul, funk, rap, jazz, Brazilian samba, reggae, and salsa, and she joins me live in studio. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Jason. Good
How
to see
are
you.
you? How
again.
are you?
I'm
You
doing
look
good.
beautiful today.
Oh, look at you. Who's talking? Look at your shirt and look at mine. We matched.
We need a photograph
Absolutely. Compulsory.
for the hallway.
Absolutely.
So how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm happy to be back here. I've missed this place.
Yeah, you've
It's-
been here several times over the years.
Yeah, and it's a place that I carry with me everywhere, especially when I'm doing some radio show. I'm always closing my eyes, bringing myself back here.
Oh, you-
Long time ago. And it's always a good memory for music and for your love for music from Africa.
Oh, you're a sweetheart. So before we go into your first set for us, I want to tell people about the show tomorrow night. You appear at the Luckman Fine Arts Complex. And so are you in the midst of a large tour?
Yeah, I'm in the midst of a large tour doing different type of things. And Luckman gonna be a trio, percussion and guitar, and myself telling the story of my life because I wrote a book in I think last year, talking about my journey as a little girl born in a poor family in a poor country. And with a father that supported girls' education, mothers that have passion for theater, my brothers doing music, and I grew up in those kind of diversity of genre of culture and music, and the challenge that I have to face as a girl born in Africa. And when you're born a girl in Africa, you don't have an identity. Basically, you belong to your father that can marry you to a man that is older than him or whatever. And that my father was a different man. I mean, he saved manhood for me and have set the bar very high for all of us, saying that our brain was our ultimate weapon, and the only wealth he could give us was to give us education for us to make choices for our lives. And if we fail, we fail, and we recognize that we fail and move on. And if we succeed, we celebrate the success, but always be in the dynamic of giving and taking.
When you perform like tomorrow night, do you tell stories of your life between the songs and
Absolutely.
through the show?
And
Yeah.
the songs are part of the
narrative,
journey
the
itself.
narrative,
I mean,
yeah.
from the moment I started singing on stage when I was 6 years old, and to all the different genre of music, and what brought those music into my life, like Jimi Hendrix Voodoo Child. When I covered the Jimi Hendrix Voodoo Child, it's because Jimi Hendrix was the first African American artist that really awakened my conscience about the story of slavery. Because for me, when you're black, you're from Africa, and there's no other place in the world that black people come from. And for the first time I heard the word slave descendant, it has been something that boggles me. I mean, I'm like, why something like that? How can it happen when you have your mom and your dad telling you that there's only one human family? That in that human family there are diversity of color or belief or whatever it is, but the common ground that we have is the love for one another and accepting each other's differences. And I could not fathom and put that together with the history of slavery.
Well, let's head into your storytelling through song and our first set this morning on KCRW, Angelique Kidjo.
Blewe se kamiri ya kwe na mya kamenya chikwe sine miri ya kwe na mya kamenya mina unjo mi dokwera mina unjo mi dokwera ngwena kaka mya poase kwebenyo ngwena kaka mya poase kwebenyo mle uye myanda kwelo mle uye myanda kwelo The next song is called Kulumbu Eye, which means the dove of peace. Since our existence on this earth, a war has been waged against women. Doesn't matter where they come from, which color they have. Men decided what we have to do, and from Adam and Eve has to be blamed for whatever happened to the man. And this song is about women in conflict zone, in war zone, and on a daily basis life, what they bring to the society without being recognized for it. And when war finishes, important decisions that are taken that map the future of this earth. Never women are asked to sit at table of negotiation to bring their part of the story to the table, to balance the power of man, to create a better world. Kulumbu Aye. Oh yeah yeah kulumbu kulumbu yeah oh yeah yeah kulumbu kulumbu yeah oh yeah yeah kulumbu kulumbu yeah oh yeah yeah kulumbu next song paying tribute to Miriam Makeba, my musical role model. Pata Pata. Mama, sakukuka sachi pega. Sakukuka sachi pega. Sakukuka sachi pega. Sakukuka sachi pega. Mama, Maia, mama, Iama, Nancy pata pata, Iama, Iama, Io pata, Aia, Iama, Nancy pata pata, Iama, Iama, Ayama, mama, sakukuka sachi pega. Sakukuka sachi pega. Mama, sakukuka sachi pega. Sakukuka sachi pega. Mama, Maia, mama, Iama, Nancy pata pata, Iama, Iama, Aia, Iama, Aia, mama, Iama, Hola. Oh, come on. Ayama, mama, sakukuka sachi pega. Sakukuka sachi pega. Mama, sakukuka sachi pega. Sakukuka sachi pega. Mama, Maia, mama, Iama, Nancy pata pata, Iama, Iama, Io pata, Iama, Iama, Nancy pata pata, Iama, Iama. Oh, come on now, let's do it, let's do it. Iole pata pata. Come on now, let's dance, 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 pata pata. Come on, move your body, shake your body, turn your body. Come and dance, 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 dance. Pata pata, 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 pata pata. Hipata, 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 pata pata, 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 hipata, 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 pata pata. Whoa. Come on.
That is the one and only Angelique Kidjo live in studio, covering Miriam Makeba. And I want you to tell us a little bit about Miriam Makeba and why she is so influential on you.
Well, Miriam Makeba was the first international African female artist that I grew up to know among all those multitude of albums that was coming in. And when I was growing up, for me, it was only men that can be on cover of album. Black, white, yellow, doesn't matter. Or white ladies. Here comes, in the late 60s, Aretha Franklin with the album where she's sitting in front of a church. And I still said to myself, okay, Black American can be on the cover. Female Black American can be on the cover of an album. And then one day, somebody brought Miriam Makeba's album, the one that she has bare shoulder and that big, beautiful hat on her head. And suddenly, it's like you opening a gift, a Christmas gift, and it's the most beautiful gift ever. Suddenly, it turns completely my perspective of who I wanted to be. Because till then, I was saying to my father I was going to be a human rights lawyer. And then suddenly, I see the possibility of being an artist, an international artist. So Miriam Makeba was the one that planted that seed in me that you can be an African girl and become an international artist and succeed in it.
Sure. Now that song "Pata Pata" is was a big hit for
Oh, yes.
Miriam
Oh,
Makeba.
yeah, it's known over the planet.
Yeah, this was way back. This was probably the late 50s.
Yes, I don't even know. I
Yeah.
grew up listening to it, didn't know, and I know when it started. I just loved it.
Well, I meet many different artists, and some are quite shy. Some just want the music to speak. And I wonder if you have always welcomed the responsibility that comes with being an international artist to be outspoken and to inspire and to educate. Is that something you have always welcomed?
Yeah, but you know what? When you're an artist, you are making a point, you have an opinion, you are engaging with the people. There's no art that have no message unless you're dead. That's all I said. And the story of my people is oral and pretty much everywhere in Africa. So I've learned who I am through storytelling and song. And I've learned from the traditional musician in my village and in my country that when you are an artist, you have the responsibility of entertaining people and also teaching them beyond the music that they have the power to change their lives and change other people's lives. It's not only entertaining for the sake of entertaining, but bring to the table a discussion that can be continue home, that people are facing those problems without knowing that somewhere else those problems existed. And how can you use music to trigger solutions, to make people get out of fear, to make people take responsibility for their lives, their choices. And too many people are afraid in the world. Fear is the weapon of politicians and capitalism. And when you are afraid, you don't think. You don't think to make the right decision for yourselves. So music have that power to come to your home to tell you, you know what? It's time for you to think about what is good for you and what step can you take in fixing what is wrong in your life. So for me, I'm not going to be shy and be silent about it, because if people are not happy, we end up in societies of violence, of hate, of racism. Racism is economical because people are afraid that you might have more than them. Why racism we should ask ourselves, why do we dislike each other? What is it in us that make you think that you're better than the other human being? Why do we go to that barbarian place inside of all of us all the time? Why can't we just raise above it and go, okay, that person has something I don't have. Why should I be afraid of it? I'm not afraid of any human being as long as you can walk and talk to me. Let's engage.
Yeah.
So that's what the music is about, engaging people to speak up.
Yeah, and breaking down the division.
Breaking down the division and getting people out of the isolation they are in. You can't even imagine how many women I met during the album Eve that have been living in abusive relationship and they have nowhere to go. Their family don't want to hear about it, and they just live in there thinking just to protect the children, and they go through abuse year after year. And that is translated also to the little boys, because the little boys see the father abusing the mother without the mother leaving, and you continue the cycle all the time. And my question all the time is, why men have to see a threat in us? What is the threat that we pose to men? Religiously, you have that. In society, you have that. What is it that men have to decide when a woman is going through abortion that have to be punished? Where is the man punished? She doesn't get pregnant alone. Where is the punishment for the man? The man can't wear condom. Do we have to always be responsible for all the mistake? Why the men are so coward? That's the question I have for the men out there.
You've got some questions, and that's
I
cool.
want answers. I mean, what
answers.
the men are doing with our reproductive apparel, what is their business in it? They know how we function? No.
I hear that. So I want to talk about the album Sings, and we do have copies that we're going to give away. You just won Best World Music Album Grammy.
Thank you so much.
For this,
is the second year
congratulations.
consecutively.
You consecutive years?
Yeah, I'm feeling humbled. I mean, it's just like, I'm like, how am I going to get out of this? Next time, what am I going to do?
You're running things. You are running things. Well, tell us more about this album, Sings.
Well, this album, Sings, started, I think, late 2011. I was doing a concert at the Montreux Jazz Festival in Switzerland, and a Luxembourg classical conductor came to me. He had been trying to hunt me down, to talk to me about how great my music is for him, how he feel that classical music, he can hear classical philharmonic music in my music. I'm like, come again? What you just said? Me, Philharmonic? Ooh, that's far-fetched. And he goes, can you just give me a chance to explain to you what I want to do? I said, go ahead, explain. And then he explained. I said, okay, I like the idea of doing something with classical music. It's always been something that I've dreamt to do. And then he said, just pick a couple of songs. I said, hell no, you come up with the idea, you pick up the song, and you prove to me it can happen before we start anything. So he go, okay. He went back home and sent to me a MIDI file arrangement of a couple of my songs, and my jaw just fell. I'm like, huh, really? I'm going for this. So the first concert we did was in June 2012 at the Luxembourg Philharmonic Orchestra, with the Luxembourg Philharmonic Orchestra. And I had 5 standing ovations. I'm like, or these people are crazy, or this is really good. I didn't know what to do with it. And then I wanted to expand that because I feel comfortable with it. I realized in the classical setting, especially when I work with Philip Glass, because I gave him a set of poems based on the mythology of the creation of the world according to the Yorubas, with the god and goddesses that we have. And he come up with a piece. I could not believe he came up with that because he doesn't speak my language. I just recited the poem. And I found out that he have studied phonetics. So he transcribed phonetically my language and wrote a piece about it. It's the most complicated thing I've ever sung in my entire career.
Wow.
It is 20 minutes, and I sweat more during that 20 minutes than my 2-hour show. I'm telling you, it's the truth. And I realized that the voice have the capacity as us human beings to adapt to changes, because you cannot have the same sound system I have on my set with the orchestra. That's why it is acoustic. You have to become part of the orchestra. And suddenly I went back in my voice when I started singing in Africa with a microphone, how you project the voice and with everything around.
Right.
And it's an amazing experience for me. I discover my voice differently. And I surprised myself for what my voice is able to do. So I just said to myself, no question asked, just go for it.
We will have autographed copies to give away of the Grammy Award-winning album, Sings, from our guest, Angelique Kidjo. What number album is this record for you?
I don't know.
It's been many, right? Because I remember, just giving people some perspective, I mean, I've been playing your records since, Logozo was, what was that?
1991.
1991. I mean, Batonga, that's my jam.
That's your jam. You want us to jam a little bit for you.
Batonga.
Batonga, 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 batonga. Come on. Put your dance shoes. Let's stand, Jason. You're going to put your dancing shoes on. You're going to sit right in front of me. You're going to be jiggling it.
All right, lady.
Let's get it started.
Hey, I do want to get into your second set with enough time, because we only have until the top of the hour, and you have a few more songs for us. Do you want to set this next set up for us? What are you going to do?
Well, July 29th in Brooklyn, Celebrate Brooklyn, I'm going to be paying tribute to one of my musical role models, the other one from Cuba, Celia Cruz. She's feisty. I saw her play when I was 13 or 14 years old when I was in Benin. And I'm like, one day I want to sing with this lady. And it happens that I sang with her in Paris. Ooh. I sang Kimbara, Kimbara, Kumba, Kimbamba, Kimbara. I'm like, whoa, I'm doing this. So we're going to sing Toro Matari to start. And then Awalole, which is a song that is based on the inspiration of the girls that are put to secondary education in many different countries in Africa. They are just feisty, man. They are just like, we're ready to take the world by storm. I'm like, okay, go for it. And then we're going to do Shangoa, which talk about the god Shango. And then we're going to finish with my beloved continent, our beloved continent, Africa.
Wonderful.
So that's it.
Well, what a pleasure to have you here in our studios once again. Going into the second set for us today, Angelique Kidjo live on KCRW.
awalole.
Baba o, àwa ló lè rí ẹgbẹ́ ìwọ ni bàbá. Tó bá fẹ́ pé gungun ni ó, àwa ni. Tó bá fẹ́ pé òrìṣà ó, àwa ni. Àwa ló lè rí ẹgbẹ́ èmi ni bàbá. Àwa ló lè rí ẹgbẹ́ ó, àwa ló lè rí ẹgbẹ́ èmi ni bàbá. Àwa ló lè rí ẹgbẹ́ ìwọ ni bàbá. Tó bá fẹ́ pé èmi ni bàbá.
Àwa ló lè rí èmi.
Àwa ló lè rí ẹgbẹ́ èmi ni bàbá o.
Àwa ló lè rí èmi ni bàbá.
Tó bá fẹ́ pé gungun ni ó, àwa ni. Tó bá fẹ́ pé òrìṣà ó, àwa ni. Àwa ló lè rí ẹgbẹ́ èmi ni bàbá. Àwa ló lè rí ẹgbẹ́ ìwọ ni. Bàbá o, àwa ló lè rí ẹgbẹ́ ìwọ ni bàbá. Tó bá fẹ́ pé gungun ni ó, àwa ni.
Àwa ló lè rí èmi ni ìwọ ni
bàbá. Tó bá fẹ́ pé òrìṣà o, àwa ni. Àwa ni, àwa ni, àwa ni, àwa ni. Shangoa. Ready for dancing, everybody? Come on, let's go for it. Shangoa loke o, oya lo ni jore. Shangoa loke o, oya lo ni jore. Vamos de combat con pele pele. Vamos de combat con pele pele. Maranju la roni, conjure sileri. Ke talo magon lo juago. Ke talo magon lo juago. Ke talo magon lo juago. Eni ba mon juwe ko safun. Conjure sileri, ke Olaroni conjure sileri ke talo magolo juago ke talo magolo juago ke talo magolo juago eni ba moju ko sofun agogo ilu de lori wa kori kutubo si o koni kerimo agogo ilu de lori wa kori kutubo si o koni kerimo agogo ilu de lori wa kori kutubo si o koni kerimo wow Africa. This song is dedicated to all humankind. We need to live together. There's only one earth, there's only one ecosystem, and our differences are not a threat, they are what built us all together. Ashe mama, Africa. Ashe mama, Africa. I want everybody in the studio, outside, home, whoever is sitting today, please leave what you're doing, stand up and sing. Ashe mama, Africa. Ashe mama, Africa with us, please. Let's get together this blessing. We're living in very, very difficult time. Let's bring love to the table. Africa glelo me wena fombo monde kweto mi de social la me wede me de manali da kwe mi ton ye fombo do nyanya ton ro we Africa me bi se ton we mi no mi gbe nyanya. Let's go. Ashe mama, Jason, come on, sing Mama Africa, Mama Africa, Mama Africa. Ah, me de le timpo ci jani, ba me de le fondo nu kwa kwa na tonu to we gbelo, ye ma do nu de kwa kwa ni yo, ye fombo do nyanya toro we, Africa me bi se ton we, mi no mi gbe nyanya. Let's go. Ashe mama, ashe mama, Mama Africa, oh Mama Africa, oh Mama Africa. Ha, ni show, 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 ni show. Ni show, yeah, mama. Maybe for Africa, gredo. Me when I'm from Bomo, de Peton, me de social la me wede. Me de manali da kwe mi to. Ye from Bodo, nyanya tora we. Africa, maybe say to we. You know me kwe nyanya. Let's go for it. I say, mama, say, mama, Africa, mama. Africa, Africa, Mama Africa, Mama Africa. Oh, Ashe Mama Africa. Ashe Mama Africa. Ashe Mama Africa. Ashe Mama Africa. Thank you all for singing.
Angelique Kidjo live on KCRW, and she's headed over to the Luckman Fine Arts Complex for a show tomorrow night. It's more than a show. It's an inspiration. It's an education. It's a dance.
It's everything.
It's everything.
It's life.
It's life tomorrow. And we have 5 pairs of tickets right now, along with 5 copies of the album Sings from Angelique Kidjo. So if you would like a couple tickets and CDs, and you haven't won a giveaway from us in the past 90 days, then call us at 877-600-5279 right now. These CDs and tickets available to our current KCRW members only. They're non-transferable. Good luck to you. All right, my love. Well, we are just about out of time. I know that you planned on one more.
No, that's okay.
I mean, I'm sure there are people watching at kcrw.com that would love for this last song, which you're welcome to do. But I must leave you here.
Huh. So you're going to leave me working and you're going to go?
I'm going to.
If you stay.
I'm going to come right over there and
All right.
listen.
So if
listen.
you come right here and dance with me, then we do another one.
That I will do.
Okay, good.
So wonderful to see you. Let's make plans again sometime.
Definitely.
All right.
Thank you.
Angelique Kidjo live on KCRW today.
Àbúrò mi mo jáde lọ ká ti ṣe iṣẹ́ ọjọ́ mi. Àbúrò mi mo jáde lọ ká ti ṣe iṣẹ́ ọjọ́ mi. Ìwọ ni ọmọ ọlá ọmọ bàbá. Ìwọ ni ọmọ ọlá ọmọ bàbá. Ìwọ ni ọmọ ọlá ọmọ bàbá. Láàárọ̀ ni mo lọ ṣiṣẹ́ o. Àbúrò mi mo jáde lọ ká ti ṣe iṣẹ́ ọjọ́ mi. Àbúrò mi mo jáde lọ ká ti ṣe iṣẹ́ ọjọ́ mi. Ìwọ ni ọmọ ọlá ọmọ bàbá. Ìwọ ni ọmọ ọlá ọmọ bàbá. Ìwọ ni ọmọ ọlá ọmọ bàbá. Láàárọ̀ ni mo lọ ṣiṣẹ́ o.